Hi there, this is Nicole DeBoer, also known as Lieutenant Ezri Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! It seems like I have to do one of these every month or so. The game, there's certain individuals intent on frustrating the players. Today, we're going to talk about something that I purposely never made a video on specifically. Now, I did make a video about Realta spam, and I've been teaching how to slow down and defend against whales. And what took that a step further when Georgiou came out, teaching the Realta Burn. Didn't make a video on it, but was teaching it across Discords all over the place. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the only one who came up with the idea. I'm not. Other people also used it in different ways. There are people who used it with envoys. Good old envoy burn. But what I'm speaking of is the recent change that you can read above, which annoys me first and foremost because it contains a lie. Now, this is not a shot at Panic. A Panic is simply relaying information, so I'm not taking a shot at the community manager, but it says, Commanders, you might have noticed a change with the fire burning damage done by ships already destroyed. Since ships were taking burning damage even if the combat was already over, and this was not intended, we have recently introduced an improvement. Ha! Yeah, that's what we're going to call it, meant to address this. Now, burning damage will only be applied at the end of the round if the opposing fleet has not already been destroyed. What does this mean and why does it matter? I'll show you why. This is why it matters and this is what it means. Now, this might not seem like much. It's just a Realta dying to a Tribune, but if you look right over there, you'll see a little sliver of red on that whole health of the Tribune. The reason being is in the background burning throughout its entirety, literally for over 2 years, never changed, has been a 1% damage to the hull of a ship when active. Burning procs, burning burns. Burning. That's the whole thing. All three of these special abilities in this game have got a background ability. Morale gives you more piercing. Hull breach increases critical damage. Burning burns. It's what it does. And let me go ahead and say, none of the whales that I know, including level 50s on my server, complained about this. But apparently somebody did, because there's no reason at all for them to randomly make this change unless somebody complained about it. And why is it so important? Why am I so frustrated at this? And why is the Discord literally ablaze? Why are the moderators and the content creators agreeing on something? Because what the game did when they changed this mechanic is they took the free-to-play player and squashed them even more. As if they weren't a bug enough, because no free-to-play is anywhere close to that ship. Because I know the common rebuttal will be, we'll just fight it with a ship of its own strength. There's nobody there. And I have to always reiterate this. The whales can only and will only play this game if there are krill to feed on. And when krill come up with a tactic to fight back, you can't punish them for it. Realta Burn was a tactic to fight back. Now let me talk about Realtas and burning a little bit. And just to, by the way, give proof that this has been around for a long time, go check my video out about hunting separatist bosses. What did we use there? We used envoys and Franklins with burning on separatist bosses to score points against these big ships we couldn't kill at the time. We were doing this in the very beginning of 2019, 2 years ago, using the burning mechanic. And here's what they've done. To use my friend Gregor's analogy for if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! or Magic the Gathering, you've got multiple phases in a battle. You've got the, the main phase, the beginning of the round. You'll get the draw phase, where you draw your card. Your ships are entering battle. You got the standby phase, and you got the main phase, then a battle phase, and then another main phase, and then the ending phase. So essentially what you had in this is burning would activate in the main phase, and then it would activate in the battle phase when the battle started, and then burn would activate. And burn would be applied in the battle phase. And what Scopely did is they moved burning from the battle phase to the end phase of the card playing game, which means that if your ship doesn't survive round 1, which it's not, it doesn't apply a burning. And here's another thing with this. Everybody knows the Realta's not going to win, but it's basically a kamikaze tactic. It's a tactic to slow down and slowly hurt the whale. It's a ramming speed maneuver, which is in Star Trek all over the place, by the way. All the game did by taking this out is punish the regular players. Here it is using with a Realta on a Tribune. Also, here's one working on an Enterprise A with an Envoy. Go right over there. See a little sliver of red. 1% burn in the background. Obviously, the ship itself cannot do that much damage. It can't. But that wasn't the point. The point was that you finally had a tactic, especially for territory capture, where you could fight back against the overwhelming credit card warriors that exist. And I don't care if credit card warriors exist. If you want to spend money on the game and that's your entertainment budget, do it. But you also, as a gaming company, can't punish players for using tactics in a game that have been established for years and then applying them to new situations. New mechanic comes out, territory capture, which allows for PvP among all ranges. Cool. But you you then say, okay, everything else we've learned about PvP throws out the window? No, that doesn't make sense. That's not logical. Because it's not like people were hunting down the level 50s. The Realta's got a very limited warp range. You weren't exactly hunting them down and then burning them. It would take over 300 hits to actually burn one of these down, and it did happen, but it was very rare. All it did, though, was give an expensive repair bill to the whales. This one cost about 7 million tritanium, this one little hit. Obviously, that Envoy is not that expensive to repair. This one right here gives a little bit more, about a 10 million trit repair, depending on research and everything. The point is, Scopely had a great thing in terms of free-to-play had a way to fight back. And they took that. And you cannot encourage growth. You cannot encourage playing if you take away a player's ability to fight back. Nobody wants to be the punching bag. They want to feel like they can take a shot in. We both know this ship is not better than that ship. It's not. That doesn't mean it should be completely, utterly useless. And that's what you did. You made it useless. You took a perfectly legitimate tactic in the game that was used for multiple purposes, and as soon as it started affecting this, the bottom line, we make a change. This is just not right. There's no reason to make this change. It's a legitimate tactic for people defending their home, territory capture. And it makes no reason. It makes it's a good reason for it. It's just not a good one. And there's a reason that Batman, the moderator, is complaining about it on Discord. The reason that DJ, Ultimate DJ, is fussing about it. I'm fussing about it. That the players across the Facebook pages and Discords are going on about it. And the only thing I can encourage you to do is, well, keep griping. This is to me as bad as when they removed the faction lock rep. It was an established mechanic in the game that they moved because they wanted to move the goalpost and make you do certain things their way. It's the same thing here. They changed an established mechanic that was perfectly fine simply to move the goalpost so that you have to change how you play. And I don't think that's acceptable. And if you don't think that's acceptable, comment section down below. Like the video. Let them know what you think. And don't worry, I've already discussed with some devs. I don't like it. And how ridiculous I really feel like this is. If you never noticed this was a thing, well, I didn't make this video because I was afraid they would do this. I didn't make a burning video. I just focused in on teaching this out to different Discords. So, shout out to everybody who used this ability to great effect and who enjoyed it. And for those who didn't get to, well, hopefully you will get to. Oh, man. I really don't enjoy the griping at Scopely videos. I promise I don't. I don't get anything out of this. I want to enjoy the game, and I want players to feel like they have a chance. And it seems like at every turn, a good thing happens, and then we have this that really makes people feel like they're just not cared about in the game. And it's really frustrating. Really frustrating. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.
An even better outro than the intro. Yeah! Woo!